What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are finishing the 18th consecutive green day, second day of trading in Las Vegas, enjoying the penthouse suite up here. I've got my traveling trading station right over here, the main laptop, the two external monitors. Only made $985 today. It wasn't a home run day, but another green day. I can feel good about that. Trying to finish up this year really strong. So I'm going to do the midday recap. Any questions, any comments, leave below. I'll come back through and answer them later today. And again, if you guys like these videos, subscribe to the channel, and then you'll get notifications when I go live, which is every morning right around 9:15 for our pre-market analysis, our watch list of the 2 to 3 hot stocks that I think have the potential to make a big move that day. All right, guys, so I'm going to go get out there, enjoy the weather. Try to soak it in before I have to head back east tomorrow afternoon. All right, I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning for the pre-market analysis. All right, see you guys then. Finishing the morning up $985.95. I'm going to write it in my calendar. That makes it my 18th consecutive green day. I'm going to say that I am getting a little bit of a thing about this hot streak. I kind of want to see how far I can keep it going. How many green days can I have? My record is 56 in a row, so I'm not even halfway to the record. But I'm doing okay here. So 18th consecutive green day in the last 18 days. I'm not even sure how much I've made. I'll have to pull up my let's see. Oops, sorry. I have to pull up my spreadsheet. Actually, I already closed it, but I don't know. Probably $60,000 or $70,000 at least. I'm up about 13,000 this month, and I made right around 63 last month, so 76,000, probably about $76,000 in the last 18 days. So let's see. All right, let me drag this over. So those of you guys watching on YouTube and in the chat room, I'm going to just put my positions window like right here. Those of you guys watching on Facebook, you can see right here. I don't know if you see me in the mirror, if you can really see this super well, but these are the 6 stocks I traded. CLRB, $468 of profit. UXIN, $129 of profit. ARDM, a $514 loss. MYOS, a $1,500 loss. GLBS, $2,000 of profit. HHS, $400 in profit. And this was the order of the trades that I took. So I was up 500 and then back to break even. I took the first trade on MYOS and made 300. So I was up 300 on the day. And then on the second trade, I lost 1,800. So then I was down 1,500 on the day. So as of right here, I was down $1,500, and I was like, oh no, the hot streak is dead. And I kind of had 2 choices. First choice was to just, say I'm done for the day. Now, I didn't hit any of my max losses. I have 3 rules, and we talk about these during the workshop. Number 1, a max loss per trade, and I wasn't below that. Number 2, a max loss per day, which is $2,000. I wasn't below that. Number 3 was 3 consecutive losers. I didn't have 3 consecutive losers. So I was still okay to take a 4th trade if I saw one, or an additional trade. However, obviously, if you're down $1,500 and you've got 2 winners and 2 losers, the odds aren't really on your side. Hey, Chris. It's so funny to see you in the room. Those of you guys that don't know, Chris was one of the teachers at the Dublin School where I was a student in the late 90s, early 2000s. Some of you guys saw the video not that long ago where I gave $25,000 for the Prism Center for coding and the computer lab and stuff like that. So, and Chris is actually, I know you are a part-time semi-pro poker player, and I was just talking on YouTube about how being here in Vegas, this time I'm not gambling because I haven't, for the last 3 weeks, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to really brush up. And usually what I would do is every night for, 3 or 4 weeks, I would play blackjack on my phone and just get, really sharp, feel like I'm really, in the zone. Because when you're on the table, you don't have time to just sit there and think. You've got to be able to make good decisions quickly. And I don't like to gamble. I don't like to lose money. I only will play a game where I feel like I have an edge. That's why I don't play like roulette. I'll play, I mean, maybe some people make money on it, but I don't know. So that's why I go with blackjack. And anyways, so my whole approach to the market is the same way. I don't want to just throw money in the market and lose. I want to have an edge. And every one of us right now, we're all developing our edge. Some of us have it and we're really sharp, and others, are still kind of, finding it. But the reality is every single one of you right now are one strategy away from being a profitable trader. You don't need to learn my strategy, Mike's, Roberto's, and 5 others all at the same time. You want to learn just one strategy to keep your head above water. So that analogy of if I throw you in the water, you're not going to go and try to learn the breaststroke, the backstroke, and the crawl all at the same time. You want to find one way to keep your head above water so you survive, right? Chris, and I know a couple others that are traders that are also, kind of part-time, poker players, blackjack players, and they're generally consistently profitable. And at the worst, they know their max loss, so they walk away. One of our students, I won't say his name because, whatever, I don't want to call him out, but I know he comes to Vegas almost every weekend, and he knows how to count cards, which I don't know how to do, but he does. So he'll find the blackjack tables that are single deck or double deck or whatever, and he does really well. So that's like he comes here and he makes money. It's basically a part-time job for him. Now I think that the reality is part-time being a semi-professional blackjack player or poker player. I don't know what the statistics are for the percentage that are able to actually do it and and be successful compared to the average success rate of a trader. We know the average success rate of a trader is 10%. But even if you had like a group of guys that were all trying to be really good at poker, I don't know what the success rate would be. And I don't think card counting is illegal. I think that it's just I mean, the casinos, if they think that you're consistently making money, they're just going to ban you. So, anyways, no gambling for me. It's a good question there. Not on this trip. This is just like this was a team trip. Everyone from the staff came out, so we had about I think 27 team members were out here from Warrior Trading. So it's like a staff party that I wanted to do for everyone, and we did dune buggies on Saturday, which was great. My wrist is actually really sore from it, but we did the dune buggies, and then we, rented some fun cars, and we didn't rent the Lambo and the Ferrari like everyone else, but we rented the 1970 Buick Electra and the 1970 Cadillac DeVille, and today I've got the 73 Corvette Stingray getting dropped off actually in about like 10 minutes. So I have to go through this recap here. Okay, so the 6 stocks I traded, like I said, if I wasn't kind of fixated on this hot streak that I'm on, I probably would have just thrown in the towel after MYOS down $1,500. I just would have been like, whatever. If $1,500 as a red day is within my max loss, it's not a big deal. But because I had this kind of like mindset, I'm already 17 days in, I don't want to start over. I was like, all right, I'm gonna stick around and wait for something else. So this morning, the gap scanner was a little on the thin side. And those of you guys watching on Facebook, I'm going to upload this stream to YouTube later this afternoon, and you'll be able to see my screen. So come over to YouTube and watch there for the full recap. So I'm going to type this in for, there we go, 9:25 a.m. So our goal each morning is to try to find a stock that has the potential to move 15 to 20%, right? That's our goal. So MYOS was already up 60% pre-market. I did take 2 trades on it. Unfortunately, I will be red on this one today, down $1,500. My first trade on MYOS was kind of a red to green setup. I jumped in it right here as it was popping up. So that entry was, let's see, first trade on MYOS was at 87, 85, and 89, 9,000 shares, a decent size order, selling at 92, 91, and 89. So I only made like 300 bucks on it. It wasn't a big winner. And then I got back in at 94, 98, and 98, looking for the break over $2. It hit a high of a 99. I basically top ticked it, which means you bought the high a day, and then it sold off and I had to stop out. So what I did was it had a pullback right here, drop down, and I usually don't sell into flushes. I wait for it to curl back up, waiting for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high and see if it'll go back to high a day. But I always will at that point set my stop at the low of the pullback, and as it came back down here, I stopped out at 76. So that was following the rules there. I could have kept a tighter stop and just bailed out like at 90, and in hindsight, maybe I should have, but I was a little stubborn on it. And when you have a when you've had a good hot streak and kind of every trade you take seems to turn into a winner, you can get a little complacent about just holding. And I think I did that a little bit on MYOS. But anyway, so one winner and then one good sized loser with 9,000 shares. So that was the first one on the scanner, and it wasn't an easy one to trade. The next one down, not enough volume. HEBT, 88 cents, too cheap. $10, too expensive. Not enough volume, too expensive. Not enough volume, too expensive. Not enough volume. This one, ENTX, I had on watch. It had news, but the bell rang and it just sold off. So no trades on this one. Just didn't hit any of the triggers to take an entry, which is fine. It's just the way it goes. Next one down, NVCN is too cheap. ASNA floats too high at 184 million shares. LCI floats a little too high. SPHS floats too high, and then we've got CLRB. CLRB coming into the open was squeezing up a little bit. As you can see, it had a pre-market high of 260. The bell rang, it dipped down for a second, and I pressed the buy button to try to buy that dip for a gap and go entry at 248. I filled 885 shares. I added at 259, added at 261, and sold at 267.73, and then the rest coming back down. $468 on it. Not the biggest winner, but a quick little scalp right out of the gates. It hit a high of 75 and then came back down. So that was CLRB. The next one, ARDM. This one hit our high-a-day momentum scanner. Kind of just a surprise move. Squeezed up to $1.15. It got halted. It then resumed, dipped down to about 17, and as it surged back up, I jumped in at 22 and 24. Typically, when they dip down and surge back up, they make a nice move, but this one didn't. And that was my, let's see, second trade here, or actually third trade, and I stopped out of that for a $500 loss. So kind of a bummer there. But again, on this one, I didn't, I held through, let's see, where did I sell? Yeah, it dipped down to 105 and then popped back up to 117, and I sold on the pop back up. So mitigate some of the risk or some of the losses on that. Next one, UXIN. Traded it yesterday, made $1,000 on it. Today, right out of the gates, it started to pop up. So I jumped into this one as it was squeezing up. My entry was a little aggressive at 72. And on this one, I kind of just wanted to hold the whole position and then maybe add another 6,000 shares around 90 to get myself up to a 12,000 share position and see if it would break yesterday's high, which was 590, and then go up to 650, maybe more. Yesterday, it was kind of irrationally strong right out of the gates, and it was on, what was it, Thursday or Friday as well. So I gave it a try, but it didn't hold up, and I stopped out just a little above break even. This was yesterday. So made $129 on that. But as of right, here, I was down 1,500 on the day. And then we had GLBS pop up on the scanner, kind of a surprise, unexpected move, 398. A couple traders were already calling it out in the room. They're like, hey, look at GLBS, it's popping up. I pulled it up. I saw that it had just popped from about 360 up to 380, 390, 395. And I I know GLBS is, it's a former runner. You can see on the daily chart, this is a stock that has a history of making big moves. I mean, it's very common that this makes big moves. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, this looks interesting. I think I'm going to try to take a stab at it. And I jumped in pretty aggressively at 98, 405, 405, and 4. 12,000 shares. I mean, a pretty good sized position. It pops up to 19. That's $2,400 of profit. I throw an order out, partial fill, partial fill. I think I hit the bid here at 12. Sold a little more at 23, a little more at 39, 25, 24. Added back at 28 and 35, now thinking this has potential to go up to the $0.50. It hits a high of 42. My best exit was 40. And I lost a little bit as it came back down to 4. But you know what? It was $2,000, and that got me out of the hole and back into the green by $500. Last trade of the day was HHS. This one had been called out in the room earlier as well. And when it broke 350, that's where I jumped in. I saw the volume on it starting to pick up. So I was in at 50 with only 2,800 shares. I got a partial fill. It pops up to 64.79 and made $400 on it, but not a home run. And then it came back down pretty hard. So at that point, I was like, you know what? Hard drop on GLBS, hard drop on HHS. Maybe it's a little bit of a short seller's market with these stocks fading. So I think I'm gonna, know when to walk away, take my profit, and be happy for another green day. Kind of saved by those last 2 trades. So almost had an end to the hot streak, but pulled it together. Another green day. So that'll make 18 consecutive green days, about $73,000 or 76 in the last 18 days. And we've got. So far, let's see. I'm green every single day so far this month, which is great. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days left, not including Christmas Eve, which is a Monday. And I don't know if I'll trade on Christmas Eve on a Monday. I don't know what the market's going to be like. And then New Year's Eve also. Again, I don't know if I'll trade those days. But we've got at least 11 more days. And as of right now, gosh, I'm not sure even where I'm sitting on the year. It must be getting close to 500,000. Let me pull this up here. I'm gonna fall short of my really aggressive goal that I set for myself for this year. I knew I was being aggressive by setting a $650,000 goal. It was actually 665,000. If I'd hit 665, I would have been able to take the $583 and turn it into $1 million inside of 2 years. So at this point, in order to cross the $1 million mark by the end of the year, I would need to kill it. I mean, I would need to have an amazing day. I'm $172,000 off that level. I'm at 827,000 right now, and I'm at 492,000 on the year. So breaking over 500,000 shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, so I'm not going to hit 100. No, I'm not going to make another $172,000 in the next 11 days. It's just not. If I do it, I will do something I've never done before. Who knows? I mean, maybe we'll have a LFIN that goes from $4 to $100 a share, and maybe it'll happen, but I don't think it will. So probably going to cross that $1 million mark somewhere early in 2019.
If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.